What up, everybody? Come on in and add some people, add some of your friends to join. Click that share button and add about 5 of your friends. Share the love. Thank you for tuning in to Tea Time with Lynn and Carmen. Thank you for your patience too. Hey. Carmen's on the way. So I'm just warming it up. I'm the hype man right now. Warming y'all up. Happy end of 2021. I hope you have been having an amazing holiday. And and I hope you all are ready to join in the conversation. Me and Carmen, we got some things lined up, and we can't wait to share with you. And so as soon as Carmen's ready, she's going to let me know, and she's going to send me requests. So let me see who's up in this room. We got Pat Price with the WYD. Hey, boo, only one Marvy. Hey, what's up with you? How you doing? What's up, L. Wayne? Welcome to Tea Time with Lynn and Carmen. I am just getting y'all warmed up. Jump. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. What city? What state? How y'all been doing this holidays? What's going on? Tap in with me. I hope y'all got y'all teacups. Today I got 2 teacups. Let me see. This one I have it's hard to see with all the lights, but it's above me now. Okay. And then my second cup is one of my favorite cups, a Wonder Woman cup. And I just got all my things. I got my water. I got everything I need for today to hydrate. What's up, Miss Brown girl? Miss Brown eyed girl, Amaya. Y'all, I stole what? What did I steal back? Pat is one of my troublemaker friends, for all y'all that don't know. So I expect some troublemaking out of him. And I know, Pat, if you are on this live today, it's going to be lit. Lit. What did I steal, though, Patrick? The Wonder Woman cup. You know what? I didn't steal it. Patrick, I'm going to kick you out in a second. I'm not a thief. I won it. What's up, Lana from Variations Hair Studio? I hope you all are well. Let me see. So today, Carmen and I are going to be talking about our top 10 highlights of 2021. We know that the last time that we tapped in with you all, it was, I think it was like June or something. It might have been May, but we ended our season, our first ever season in May, and since then we've been casually planning for our return, but we definitely thought that it was time to y'all on, it was time to come back in and check in with y'all before we end this year. So, I just let Carmen in the room. I think she's joining. Carmen, making your grand entrance. I can't see you, boo, but I can hear you. That sound is not sounding magical at all. Okay, eyebrows. So y'all, while Carmen is acclimated to the space, share this live with 5 of your friends, and when you do that, type in the comments that you did it. Type done in the comments so we know that you added your top 5. And then the other thing I'm gonna ask you to do, a little housekeeping, is Carmen and I have a new Instagram handle. So for 2022, we will be using the handle Tea Time with Lynn and Carmen. And I'm sure you can hear me typing, but I'm typing it. I'm typing it right now so I can pin it to the screen. What's up, Cindy Rain? Y'all, don't forget to drop in where y'all tuning in from. And I think I lost Carmen, but we gonna get her back. I'm good, Lana. I'm recovering from the vid, so yesterday was my last day of isolation, and today I just feel like new money. Like, I got up and I did my exercise routine, and I know Carmen better get back on here leaving me hanging. Did my exercise, made my breakfast. It was like the best breakfast I ever had. Washed my hair. I did some things. I got myself together.
Sorry, my phone.
All right, Carmen, you back? Yes,
I'm back. Y'all, sorry. So it's doing some things.
All right, but you back though, and you looking great, boo.
Thank you, boo.
You got them Come
Come on.
on. We
I
came
gotta
through
take
for
it
the
back to
people.
Mother Africa.
Yes. All right, Carnival. So I didn't warmed up the crowd a little bit. It's your turn. You know, it's time.
Oh,
Take it over.
it's time. Okay. Okay. So, okay, we're not going to treat this like we're in Zoom, right? But I definitely have like an icebreaker of some sort.
All
I
right.
want to know, how has your 2021 been based off of food? So, if it's good food, that means it was a really good year. If it's not so good, that means it was kind of sucky. So like me, I don't like liver. So if it was a rough 2021, I'd have been like liver with some hot sauce or something like that. Like I had to add some spice to it. Okay? So that's just an example.
Okay. I was not ready for this. And so for y'all that's watching, please know that this question is also for you. Tell us by your food choice say it again, how your 2021 was.
How has your 2021 been based off of food? I'll go first. Let me think. Mm, let's say. I'm gonna say it's been some oxtails with some rice, but then there was a side of like some stale potatoes though. Like like it's just been a mixture. It's been an up and down roller coaster. So yeah, with some Skittles on the side.
Skittles on the side, girl. What? And see, I just feel like you had time to think about this.
No, 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 that was really off the top of my head.
Okay.
Improv.
Skittles on
Y'all
the
put in the
side.
comments how has your 2021 been based off of food?
Okay. I think I got it. And it didn't take too much thinking because every time I try to think of something else, it's like, no, this. So I'm gonna go ahead and say gumbo. Now,
Ooh.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because gumbo, you gotta add all of these different ingredients, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some things you gotta marinate, you gotta add things at different points in time. And I
Mm-hmm.
just feel like, that's how the year goes. Like you start the year with these like unknowns, and then you get a little bit more details, and you get a little bit more.
Mm.
You discard, you taste it, you keep some things. And, I don't know about you, but like, while I love gumbo, I don't love everything in gumbo, but if it's put
Mm.
in the gumbo, then I might eat it. One thing I'm not eating is okra, so don't ever put okra in my gumbo. I'm flipping. But gumbo, I'm gonna just say gumbo is mine. Yeah.
Okay, I like that
Okay.
because it's all in one. You don't have to, I got my plate has a whole bunch of stuff on it because that's how I roll.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. How about y'all? I ain't seen nobody in the comments tell us about how they was doing according to their food. That's all right. We gotta warm them up soon. We gonna.
We got to think about it, right? Like thinking about food, like if it's been a really good year, what's that favorite dish, that favorite meal, that favorite candy? Because I know some people, they just like candy more than food or dessert even. But if it's been whack, then okay, shrimp.
Shrimp,
Okay,
shrimp
I like that.
delicate. I like that.
I like that. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. I can see. I like that. That's creative. Thanks, Lana.
I'm
I
gonna throw some Kool-Aid in mine too, a little Kool-Aid,
some Kool Aid.
but
Oh, I forgot
unsweetened though.
you added desserts and stuff. I forgot all about that. I don't know.
Kool-Aid unsweetened, definitely.
Alphabet soup. Okay. Tell me more about this alphabet soup. I need a
I
little.
understand.
What you mean?
Alphabet soup is good though. It is good, but I haven't had it in a while.
Okay, I was like, so was alphabet soup spaghettios? Cause I ain't eat that mess.
Oh,
Or is
I did
alphabet
both. Right?
good? I don't know. I just alphabet soup wasn't never like the thing in my household, but it was like when you go to school.
Oh, yeah, I definitely tried to spell my name out a few times in my alphabet soup
That's so cute.
or sentences and stuff.
Did you ever make it? You ever found all your letters?
Not all the time, but a lot of times I
A
did.
lot of times. All right. All
It's
right.
hard to find fast.
Well, while we wait for other people to comment on their 2021, I keep wanting to say 2022.
I'm too ready.
Carmen, you ready to just move on to the next topic?
Why not?
Okay. All right. So I'll start this new topic. So first, before
I
I
feel
say
you.
that, Corey hit us with the not really sure if I liked it, but I ain't hungry and I learned some things. Come on, drop
I
your
like that.
bars on the alphabet soup.
I like that.
I didn't know you was a rapper.
Oh, Corey
I,
is definitely a
I
lyricist.
ain't know. I didn't even know. Okay.
He is
I
a
wasn't
lyricist.
ready for that. Okay. All right. That threw me off. Okay. All right. Let me focus, Lynn. Okay. So, y'all, I don't know if y'all have been tuned in, but on the single woman wanna be married vibe, like the single woman tribe was set all awry last week. And I don't know. Devon Franklin, I'm still trying to get myself together. Devon Franklin and Megan Good. Now listen, I have a few virtual mentors, okay? And when I think about Devon Franklin and Megan Good, like for me, those were like my virtual people. And it wasn't just for me, it was for a lot of single women out there. Where we was just all in the DMs like, oh no, what is
Yeah.
we gonna do? So, Carmen, and Carmen was one of them. Me and Carmen was just like, Lord, she messaged me talking about some how we processing me. I'm not together.
You're
Okay.
not
So
okay.
Carmen, share out about this. How you feeling now? Like
Okay. Okay, so look, I don't treat everybody like as my God or whatever the case is, but I felt like they were really good leaders when it came to like marriage, relationships, and everything. Like I kind of follow how they flow. However, you just start to think what happened. So a few things came to mind. So one of them was um, just really publicizing it, like really putting a lot of stuff about your relationship out. I'm not saying that they put us in their bedroom, but it was just a lot of sharing about their relationship. And I'm the type of person like I want my stuff to be private. That's
yeah.
just me. You know what I mean? And I just when you think about celebrities whose relationships are just plasterized out, I think sometimes it just has an effect on how the relationship can go sometimes. And I don't know, I didn't look at any other extra comments or anything to say like, oh, this has been happening, that's been happening, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But I think a huge factor is just like really putting out there and pushing to be that model relationship. And there's nothing wrong with being a model relationship or anything like that, but I think when it's really enforced or something, sometimes there's a lack of some sort. And I think that kind of affected it. I had another point that I wanted to bring up, but I cannot think of it. But I think as you talk, it's going to come up for me.
Okay.
But I'm hoping for the best for them. I don't want to believe that it's over. I want to believe that some people could actually, work it out, because people do that. They circle back around. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Lana on here, she commented that life happens, and I agree. Like I feel like, over time as I've continued to be single for a good minute, I felt like, you know, that when you find someone that's your person or someone that you're in love with that you want to marry, that you just stay married forever. And not that I don't think that it's not possible, but I just think about how I've evolved over time. Like I change every 3 months, and not like completely changed, but I evolved to where I've gathered a new set of tools, resources, survival skills, knowledge about things, and just I have just a new view of myself and what I need out of
Hmm.
relationships. And so when it comes down to it, I need somebody that's going to evolve with me too. And like I think about friendships, it's part of the journey. Like each and every one of our relationships, they're a part of our journey. Some people can be with us at our highest moment. Some people can be with us in our lowest. Some people are just that lifetime friends. So, I think like you said, I don't believe this is the end of their story. I do believe that they have a lot of love for each other. But I think at this juncture, they decided what was best for them at this time. And like you said, Carmen, in the DMs in our chat, shit, maybe they gonna come back with a butt. Like, give back
booked us in and
together
booked us out.
and write about a book about remaining in love and in friends, but not being married. Ooh, come on. I couldn't write that book because
Wow.
I ain't been married, but you know,
Come
what's
on.
up, Sherry?
You're
Weigh in.
wise.
Y'all weigh in on what y'all think about Devon Franklin and Megan Good, or shit, you might not even have any comments on it, but I just want to speak on behalf of the single girls out there that we was like, hold up,
But you know what? I'm curious though. So I just wonder how many people did it shift their belief with this premarital sex juncture. So are some people like, you know what, that don't work because it didn't work for them? Or there still is hope because they saw the realness and the truth in that, but we didn't see it with them. I'm just curious how people feel about that. And did they think it was BS when they first started talking about it and they went on tour or book tour, whatever the case is? Like they were making it a big thing. So, I'm just wondering.
Again, I think it's part of their journey. Like, I think that worked for them, and I think that it works for certain couples. And I don't necessarily think that should be the rule for people if that goes against your natural inhibitions. But I think it's possible. And the other thing I want to say is because I want to not course correct, but I want to add another perspective about the because I hear you saying them making it or that it was a big thing. But I just feel like and I don't know them from the back of my hand, but you can tell when people are like genuine and authentic. And so I just feel like, they realized that they had something that they want to share, similar to you and I. We have perspectives that we want to share with the masses. We don't want to keep it in. And they gifted us some very valuable things. And so I just feel like I'm thankful for them for having the courage, and I'm sure they didn't even want to share a lot of the things that they shared.
Yeah. No, that's
So I'm so thankful for their platform because I grew not just by watching them, but I grew more so by absorbing their content. I've read their books. I've read Devon's books separately. I've read their dating things. Like I've been in tune to them, and I feel like I've grown in a better way in regards to relationships because of their willingness to share. So I'm super grateful for that.
Yeah. Was it some more music?
Yep, Sherry.
Hey, girl. So yes, yeah. She put that was a good question about the premarital thing, and it is definitely to each his own. Something I did start to think about. This was the one I wanted to point out. I wonder if it has something to do with having kids.
Yeah. A lot of people thought that.
Yeah. So I mean, and I don't know, because I mean, I'm sure, I want to truly believe they had conversations about that. But people change. Like that's one thing that was given to me from a 64-year anniversary. So people were getting married, they had their anniversary for 64 years. And I asked them, what is some advice that you would give to give people for relationships? And he said, just know that everybody changes. Like people will change.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey.
So that's very important to be aware of, and being willing to understand, still loving that person through that change, through that metamorphosis of some sort, and honoring that and understanding if this is too much for you or can you weigh it out. So I don't know, just putting that out there. But I definitely don't take away from, like you said, I don't take away from anything that they have shared or done. Like I still think like they're both dope people. I enjoyed seeing their happiness and their joy. And we don't know what's going to happen next, but really excited.
Yes. And so Carmen, I'm gonna move us on because we didn't come here to talk about Devon Franklin.
You right.
But I want y'all to know I wrote down some notes on what we're going to talk about on that future tea time. So if you see me going like this, I'm just going in producer mode. But I was like, let me get this down. Yes, Sherry, career versus family could be a tough balance, and you're certainly right about that. And that's what I want to make sure that we cover in a future tea time. So Carmen, I'm gonna have you go ahead and move us on to the next topic, which is came here to do.
Okay, so y'all ready, right? I'm so lit. Okay, so we're doing our top 5 of 2021, and I got a gazillion top 5s, but I gotta pick one. right? So the first one I'm going to go with is what I'm looking at. I cut my hair. I used to have a mohawk for like 5, 6 years now. Even before I moved to New York, I was like rocking the fro hog mohawk. And, when I came to New York, they loved it. Like it was just like I don't know, it seemed like it was an easy buy-in of some sort. But I always wanted to know what my hair would look like if I cut it. Being an actress and when you take headshots, it's very important that you look very similar to the headshots you've taken. I've taken so many headshots with this mohawk, and I didn't want to cut my hair and just be at a loss. However, the pandemic happened. So it was just a little bit slow when it came to work in that field. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to cut my hair. I want to do something different. I want to see what it looks like. I got a little peanut head. Let's see. And I enjoyed it. And the reason why I enjoyed it so much was because it was something that I wanted to do for me, and I took a chance at it. I'm really big on taking suggestions and referrals for certain things, or whatever the case is. Like, what do you think? How does this look? Whatever the case is. But it was like, I just really wanted to do it for me. I wanted to see what it would look like. It's like it was another leap of faith to a certain degree, just to test it out and everything. And I love it. Like, I think I'm about to cut my hair again, just a little bit lower. I don't know, but with that, when you do that whole like taking a leap of faith or like facing your fears, it makes you feel really energized, and it gives you this power, like, oh, I could do anything, I could do this, I could do that, blah blah blah. So I felt good with my decision, and the new headshots that I will have to take with my hair like this. But it's all good because I just know that just taking me a step higher. But yeah, girl, yes, cutting my hair is so freeing. I love that it looks good on me because it does not look good on everybody. So even if it didn't look good on me, I would still go rock it because that's what I wanted to do. Okay, that was my prerogative.
Hey,
And I'm permanent. Okay, I don't know. Thank you for the down my hair. That's it. That's my one.
all right, that's a wonderful number one, and I'm glad that you kicked off with that. I feel like you and I have been talking about that a little bit in this past week. And shout out to the Short Hair Club in the building, in the virtual. I see y'all, Amaya, Sherry, Lana, Lisa. Lisa Renee said she got hair color. But yeah, listen, y'all. You know what they say? Woman changes her hair, okay? And I'm not gonna quote it all because I don't know the whole quote, but the Lynn Solar one is when a woman changes her hair, okay? Y'all better move out the fucking way because she got plans. She got shit. Okay? She making changes, okay? She is letting that bad energy go and bringing in some good energy. She is reviving her spirit, and y'all know I'm down with the Short Hair Club. And while I try to change my hair out of the mohawk and variations of plugging my my hairstylist Variations Hair Studio. Listen, we found that this is
the deal, girl.
You said
yes. What? She the deal. If I was in Chicago, I'd still be coming to her. Yes.
Yes.
Love some Lana.
So I love your number one, and I definitely don't change my hair, my headshots when I change my hair color. And even when I change my haircuts, like my headshot now is remember when I cut it all off? Pixie, and I cut it all off before the pandemic. So yeah. Okay. My number one. I ain't picked which one was gonna be my. I
didn't write mine down, so I'm trying to think of my second one.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't even know what my. You said you ain't write yours down.
No, go ahead. I'm listening. We're all listening. We're patiently.
You want to whoop a comment? Okay. My number one is. I'm gonna just say, this year was like the year where I've said the most no's. Ooh. And now I'm gonna tell you why this is such a big deal. Like, I come from my roots are can do, will do, and then it's also I can do all the things. And it's also I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But and then I also used to have the just say yeah, when an opportunity comes your way, just say yes and figure it out later. Ooh. Now listen, all those things are still very relevant, and they got me to where I am today. But this year in the 30 great year, or even the 37th year, because I was 37 most of this year. Stay in my 37th year, my year of completion. To know is where I needed to be. And it's just so crazy because it just goes against who I've known myself to naturally be. But the thing is, I know exactly what I want. I know exactly who I am. I know my capabilities. I know I can foresee my potential in great lengths. And and I now have enough experience and enough skill set to be able to say, that doesn't fit. That's not in alignment. I don't feel good. I don't feel good saying yes, and I don't feel good saying no. So I'm not gonna say nothing until I'm sure, or I'm a no until I'm sure. And I'll be honest, like, it's been the most freeing thing that I've ever experienced in life. Being able to say no, and it's from a place of security, of confidence, from abundance, and it's knowing that I'm not desperate. And I don't care what it looks like, because y'all know I've been a full-time entrepreneur since the pandemic, since July of the pandemic. But let me tell you something. I'm not just going to get any type of job, because I know that my positioning is greater. So for me to take a job that I know that my spirit is not calling me to be, will be doing me and the people that I serve is a total disservice. And that's not what I'm going to do. So that's my number.
Oh my gosh. Oh, hey, Terrell. It is the power of no and the power of I don't give a fuck. I am with you. Girl, I was on that journey too. See, that was one of my top 5s too. See that?
Yeah.
But no, like it kind of segues into my actual top 5 too. But just knowing to set boundaries for your own mental health, and being a people pleaser at times, it's kind of like you want to be there, you want to be accommodating because you probably know what they're going through, or you don't want anybody to feel left out, being an empath even. But it's like, you really got to just as much as you care for them, you got to care for yourself. So I totally get that. And not giving a fuck, like, and in part of my language, if we do have some spiritual people don't like that word, however, I'm very intentional about that.
Yes. And Carmen, before you move on to your second point, because it's one thing that I want to that my spirit is telling me to say. Look, my homegirl Sherry and I, we were just talking about, like, listening to our bodies, right? And I had moments where I really wanted to say yes, and I knew I could do that thing, but my body had me in extreme anxiety. And it was something where, like, I didn't understand it, but I knew that when I thought about doing that thing, I was like this. And my heart was like this. And I was like, girl, if you do say yes, I'd hate to think what will happen if you do say yes. And so I was like, you got to say no. Like, it was just no other reason. So I just wanted to impress on y'all that sometimes our bodies and our minds and our spirits, we don't know exactly what it's telling us. But our body, though, our body is a direct line to our spirit. It's communicating to you. It is alert, alert, alert. And please pay attention to the alerts, because when you don't, you know, you do not want to regret it. All right, I didn't come in tonight.
You better pass the collection plate, girl. Honor the no.
Honor the no.
Honor the no. But that does segue into, like, my number 2 is just being very, very intentional about what I want. Because a lot of, like, it goes right into just being a people pleaser and everything like that. Like, I want what I want, and that's it. I'm not trying to even focus on what I don't want. I just want to pinpoint that. And that came with work.
Yeah.
You know, whatever I'm willing to do when it comes to work. It came with even dating. Like, them dating apps was crazy this year. But I was very intentional about what I want to deal with and what I will not deal with. And that kind of helped me narrow certain things down, which I'm very grateful for. And it made me feel like a big girl to a certain degree, because I always give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm always like, oh, well, you never know. Let's try. Let's do this. No, I don't have time. I'm getting older, first of all. I ain't got time for the BS. And that just, it goes all across the board as being, if I'm working with my students, because I love on my babies. I love on my babies, but they also have to understand boundaries. They have to understand growth. They have to understand that you got to work for certain things.
Yes.
I'm working hard, so why can't the next person do that? Be it if it's at work, if it's outside of work, if it's friends or whatever. Like I've gotten closer with people, with the right people, and I've also had to break certain relationships with certain people because I had to be very intentional about what I was doing. And I'm not going to go into it, but like I had to go through a whole abstinence and everything like that, because I was really focused on what my intention was. And I think that's so important. I think we lose sight of that. I know I do. Being a Libra, I'll be like, oh, look, I get distracted. But it's really important that I have to hone in. I really have to focus. And that's been my prayer. That's been my meditation for the longest, just to make sure that I'm streamlining what I want, regardless of what anybody says, regardless of anyone's opinion, because I value people's opinion. I do. But I'm learning, like, I don't care. I do not care. I'm not living for you. When I die, I'm dying by myself. I got to make decisions for me. Like, I can't make it for you at all. So that's me. I'm done.
Woo! Listen, Carmen, I love hate when you talk, because I was like, oh, I could do this, or nope, I could do this, or nope, I could do this. Girl, I don't know where to go from that, because you have so many, it's so many pieces that we could unpack in that small statement. We're gonna have to come back and like review this top 10 so we can figure out what we're gonna talk about in 2022. So before I go on to my number 2, I want to tap in with our community here. I tried. Let me see. We got lots of that parts. Lisa Renee, I'm so thankful that you are enjoying this. She said, can we speak on it? She said, I've learned they will be okay without me. My complaining will not help, but my boundaries and obedience to God will prevail. Yes. She said, we about to make her shout. And yes, I was about to shout too. I was about to get up and do a little praise dance, but we ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't saying Lynn like that. Ryan said, say that. And Lisa said, celibacy has brought me so much clarity. Yes, yes, yes. I'm enjoying this conversation.
I want to talk about that so bad. I want to talk about that.
Y'all speak it. Yes. So what's up to everybody that are just now joining us? And if this is your first time on the Tea Time with Lynn and Carmen, listen, welcome. I hope you got your seatbelts and your edges. Because we are a lot of fun, and we also have a lot of things to share with you. So I'm gonna go on to my number 2. I think based off of this is hard. I'm kind of like, I want to say something that's on the same lines of what you said, but I also want to try something a little different. Okay. Oh, okay. I got it. This might be a good segue for this. You talked about boundaries, right? And you talked about like letting go of some people, keeping some people, yada yada. I did something that this year, and I remember sharing with you, Carmen, one day, and you was just like, you did what? And I know you don't remember because that was like way early, but y'all know I'm an advocate for therapy. And I started therapy consistently in like July of 2019, because I was going through some things with the production of my album release show. And so since I had maintained that, a lot of things got uncovered. I definitely should have gone to therapy sooner than I did. Creative person, and also a person that's come from like my roots of people pleasing and, doing what everybody else thinks is the best thing versus what my heart says. I've always found myself in this dual, in these, I'm gonna just say multiple levels to the game. And I'm not the only one, but we got to have that 9 to 5 because we got to pay the bills, but we also have to eat our creativity. So with that being said, and this also goes along with my nose and honoring my spirit. This year I had experienced burnout, and I didn't really know it was burnout at the time. I also think it was a result of me, like long haul symptoms of COVID. I did have COVID in February. But all that to say, my therapist she didn't feel, and before I say this, I loved my therapist, but it came to a point where I didn't feel like her and I were aligned. And I felt like she didn't understand me. And I did start to feel things about, I started to wonder if the things that she was saying were things that were objective and tailored for me, or if they were actual personal things showing up. Now, so I basically was communicating to her an issue that I was having with a friend, and just kind of my thoughts, and we ended up on self-care. And if you've been following me for a while, you know the self-care is like the very foundation of who I am. But all that to say, she felt or suggested that my self-care routine was possibly too rigid, and that it might not allow for people to come in and to love me. And that's kind of the summary without going into detail. So I disagreed. And I did hear her point. I did understand her point about her saying that, you know, sometimes we build up these tools to protect us from a certain thing. And then once that thing goes away, you no longer have to use those tools again. So that's what she was suggesting in terms of like, some of the self-care things, like maybe I don't have to do those specific things anymore. But for me, self-care wasn't on the table that day. And self-care wasn't on the table that season. And if anything, the reason that I break down, or when I break down, is because I have strayed off of my self-care path. But I know that about me, you know? And so I just really was like, no, I can't do this. And I did kind of ghost. I will say I did kind of ghost, but it was more so I needed time to figure out what I needed and what I wanted, and if having a therapist at this time is what was best. And yeah, Sherry said, Lynn, don't play about that self-care. I surely don't.
She don't.
Because I know my future, and for me, self-care is a system, and self-care is a system that keeps me together, and that keeps me whole, and it keeps me the human being that God wants me to be. So with all that being said, I know it's kind of controversial. One being that I do support and appreciate therapy, but on the other hand, I just feel like what I was telling Carmen was, when we have these self-development courseworks, when we have these therapy things, there's a certain point where you have to, in my terms, get out on the field. Like, you can't be in class all the damn time.
You gotta work it.
You have to graduate, and then you have to go and get out in the field, and you have to do the work and find out and apply the things without the training wheels, and then come back if you need to. And so I'm still very thankful about my decision. It's been about 6 months, but that's my number 2.
Wow. I am proud of you, because I do remember that conversation, because that was my first time hearing, about somebody like changing the therapist or like leaving their therapist. But soon after, some of my other friends who are in therapy like switched therapists as well, because they just felt like they were getting the same type of information, or they weren't really siding with it. It just didn't work out for them for various reasons. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, you know, being introduced to therapy and everything, I feel like, oh, that's the person you pick. That's who you're supposed to stick with because they're the doctor. But it's like, you definitely have to go through different modes of what works for you, personality wise. I even have a friend who said that she was going to, she's getting a male. She wants a black male therapist as opposed to a black female, because she just felt like they're going to like really be real with her and just really ground her more than just like, it's okay, girl, blah, blah, blah. But yes, Lynn, you are so huge on your self-care. Like, every time you give me a no, or you reschedule, or whatever the case is, I was like, she is really on her self-care. Like, she really puts herself first. I am not mad at you. Actually, every time, it's a learning lesson for me, because I am that, this is what I'm doing, but it's okay. I got you. I'll do a little sacrifice. And sometimes when you sacrifice, you really are sacrificing,
You pay for it.
and sometimes it works against you.
Yep.
So, just understanding that and just being connected with you, you're always a reminder for me, as far as what those boundaries are, what you said it was, what time you're cutting off your phone, or what, like whatever that is. Because I started doing meditation a lot more, and I've been really, really strict about that. I've really, I realized that if I don't do my meditation, my day is weird. I have something weird happens, and then it's just like, did you do your meditation? It's like, no, I sure
Mm.
didn't. So I get it, I respect it, and I'm so glad you shared that.
Thank you. And I also want to share that, like, I don't know what y'all think I be doing over here, but I'm human too. So I do have moments where I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I do it tomorrow. Oh, I didn't journal today. Like I have those moments. Like it's not like I'm like doing the things, but I think it's just important to have moments of pause where you make sure that you're doing whatever you need to do in that moment to take care of yourself. So sometimes it is just the meditation, sometimes it's just cooking my breakfast, but yeah. Okay, Carmen, we're gonna do like your number 3 real fast, and then we forgot to share with people what they can expect in the new year. So I wanted to make sure that we share that with people before we complete our top 10 5. So go ahead and share your.
And I want to say one last thing.
Pause. Hey, everybody out there that's just joining us. Welcome. Go ahead and let us know where you're tuning in from and join the conversation. If it's something that resonates with you. Carmen and I are sharing our top sharing our top 10 together, so it's top 5 each. So our highlights of 2021, and we love if you share something with us too. All right, Carmen, go ahead, take it away.
Okay, can I say one last thing about okay, all
you laugh.
It's just very important that just as intentional and just as on time as you are with work, you have to be that with yourself. And I know work is that paycheck and everything like that, but how are you going to be able to work if you're not making yourself a top priority? That's all I wanted to say. So, see, I'm trying to be quick. We're on number 3. All right. 3, 4. So, my father has had some health issues, this last season and everything. And, the reason why it's a highlight is because I have struggled with fully accepting my father for who he is, right? My father, he never married my mom. He was not as active in my life as I got older. And I kind of resented that. I became really, really bitter. And I did not know how to cope or really deal with that. Until I really started working with teenage girls and everything like that. But basically, long story short, even with conversations with my mom, she cares about, my dad and everything like that. She never put him on child support or nothing like that. She never spoke ill of him. She's always actually encouraged me to just build that relationship, even if I feel like he's not doing it. And that was big for me. So with his health and with being the next to kin and having to make some real life decisions at this point, it's like one of those like, dang, you really grown. Like you really gotta take care of your family and everything. But I learned to love my dad on a whole nother level. I learned to accept the love that he gave me because he loved me the best way he knew how. Even if there were times where he was selfish and, I felt like he held back or whatever the case is, or I felt like he lied a lot, he still loved me the best way he knew how. Like whatever these habits were, they were for a reason. And he did have some, issues with like alcoholism and everything like that, which I look at as, there's a reason why he was not in my household. There's a reason why I was not always around him. So the healing process and it's a continuous healing. I'm not saying I'm totally there yet, but I am at a point where it's just like, you know what? I only have one day. And regardless of how I feel, that's my only day. And I have to cherish the little bit I have because there are people in my life who've never met their dad, they never seen their father, or they just came back into their life and everything. But having to take on this role in this situation, it really made me step up. Responsibility wise, but just an understanding my parent, man, because I had expectations and I get that, you gotta let go of your expectations. Yes. So that was the short end. I'm done.
Damn. So Sherry, my homegirl Sherry said, "That's powerful, Carmen. I'm in a similar process with my father." Y'all listen,
Girl,
follow Sherry more.
I'm
She
praying.
is
I'm praying for
a
you, girl.
singer like myself, but she also has a song about her relationship with her father. It's a wonderful song.
Love.
Tune in to Sherry and Carmen. I'll share that song with you.
Please,
Sherry, can you
please.
type in the comments the name of that song on your album and the name of your album? And go ahead and put your website in there, girl.
Come on.
Let the people know who you are.
I'm ready.
So
I'm
yeah,
low, girl.
okay, that was your 3. Oh God. I came up with this idea, guys, but this is challenging. I don't know what to choose. Okay, I'm gonna try to make this one really quick. My third, because I think this will be a quick one, is since I got laid off from my 9 to 5 as a result of the pandemic, I over time, I looked at it as a reset, but also my new mentality has been to operate on a different timeline. Now, this is important because, you know, I have been the one to be like, you be there on time, like on time. But there's also things that I know that we don't have to be like on time for. We just show up when we show up, and it's all good. But but so what I really mean about operating on the timeline is that I have had a lot of quiet time. I've had a lot of journaling time, and what I understand about my life and just how life is that there's a flow to it. And a lot of times when things aren't working the way we want them to go or the way we expect it, we have to stop and consider, are we going against the flow of the season, or are you flowing with the season? Okay. And so the way it has changed me. Like, it's changed the piece when I'm working on something. It has made me just say, hey, I'm not going to put a deadline on this thing because it's going to make me rush and it's going to make me feel anxious. But I'm going to continue to diligently work the plan and let the timeline, let the deadline show up. So if I'm working on a project, I'm going to wait till it gets to completion before then I can say, oh, I'm going to release that thing tomorrow, or I'm going to post that in a month from now, or now I can create my promo plan. So that's just an example. And it's been a very interesting journey and an interesting process because, of course, the rest of the world is not operating that way. But I stand my ground, and so I just operate in a different timeline, and I feel better because of it.
You know what that makes me think of? Being in the moment. Just really, really honoring and living in the moment. Because, we're living in this fast-paced world, and I know a lot of us, we overthink, we overanalyze and everything, and we're not present. Yeah. And sometimes you really have to honor being present because that helps you be authentic and really listen to your intuition. That was going to be one of my top 5s, but I'm not going to go there. Okay. But yeah, I love that. I love that flow because that's how I am. That's how I roll with anything. Like, it's just, you really got to flow with things. And sometimes I'm thinking like, wait, hold up. Like, this was supposed to be this, or this was the time. And it's like, life is not like that. Like, this pandemic, if it hasn't shown you anything else, you got to learn how to roll with the flow for real. Yeah. And honor that and be okay. Like, be okay with being in control and letting higher power, God or whatever, just trust it. Trust the process, girl.
Girl. I mean, it feels good. It feels good to not, and I still have moments where, of course, I'm anxious about, oh my God, I didn't email XYZ today, but I'm just like, first of all, ain't nobody sitting at their computer thinking Lynn didn't email me today, or oh my God, she on that. I know she on her timeline and she about the thingamajigger. Like that ain't how this working. We've learned to put unnecessary pressure on our lives. That ain't nobody checking for things like that, And so what's important to me is to know that anything that I put my hands on, whether it's myself or projects for anybody else, is that I am present, like you said, present enough to know that I'm doing what I believe is the right order of things to do, and I'm not going to press if that order changes. So that's mine. So
you deep or whatever. You deep or whatever.
Let's see. Sherry said this pandemic has been wearing me out. Trust in the
Yeah.
process. Oh, that's good, Lynn. Going with the flow of life. So Sherry's song, everybody's called. The song is called Fatherless from
Mm.
her album Mirror Mirror. Website SherryAmoreMusic.com. So y'all go ahead and give my girl some streams and
We're
some
gonna
follows
tag her,
and all
girl.
that
Yes,
jazz. All right.
yes.
So Carmen, let's take a little short commercial break and let people know what they can expect in the 2022. We can do this one together. How about you pick one and then I'll share one.
Okay. Y'all, I didn't take no notes.
You don't have to be accurate, girl. We was both in that
You're right. We going with the flow. You're right. Go ahead first.
Okay, you want me to go first? Okay. All right, y'all. We do plan to start a new season in 2022. That start date we have not yet decided. Oh, speaking of timelines, but I do anticipate that it will happen in first quarter. It's just that when we met the other day, we were focused on this particular episode. So yeah, we do plan to restart again on a consistent basis. We just don't have a start date. So that just means that you all have to stay tuned to us. So one thing I want you all to do, to make sure you all do, is that Carmen, can you type it for me? Carmen and I have a new IG handle. And we will shortly we will be starting to go live from that IG handle, and of course one of us will have to be on our own accounts, considering different cities, but but yeah, so follow Tea Time with Lynn and Carmen to stay tuned with our updates. Thank you, Lana. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy New Year to you if you're signing off, but please stay if you're not. But yeah, so that's one of our updates. Carmen, what's another update?
It will be bi-monthly. Okay. Just like the paychecks. But also, we want you all to weigh in on some topics you feel like, we should definitely discuss. I know we already got some gems already that we want to talk about, but we will be posting like videos and everything for you all to interact with us and let us know what you all think, what's pressing. We literally have a whole Google Drive of topics. Like, I think it could last us for the rest of the year. But I definitely want to make sure that we stay. It's all relevant. Like, we all deal with this, and it's not just it's gender neutral too. So it doesn't even matter where it's coming from, but these are some things that we deal with as people, and sometimes it's good to hear perspectives and some different viewpoints, because I know sometimes I'll have a certain thought process, but then when I talk to Lynn or some of my other friends, I have this group called Fire Friends. Like, these are my fire people, and like I'm up, like I'm on fire every time I talk to them. But anyway, long story short, I'm saying that to say that some different perspectives come out, and it becomes a very interesting conversation. So I really, really, really want to engage with each and every one of you all. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna post more. I got a new phone, so my camera is cute now. I will be on here more.
All right. So with that being said, make sure that you're following both Carmen and I, because we will still be posting different things about our own personal brands on our individual, personal, artistic, public pages, personal and public. So the other thing I want to say is, if you watched last season, you know that Carmen and I was on every other whatever time, and then I had some guest hosts. So the good news is Carmen is gonna be with us every freaking time, and every freaking day. Okay, and then we will still have guest hosts. So we haven't created our guest host list, but we're excited to see who we will have join.
I created it.
Oh, good, because I have a new mini list, and I still have the old list because we didn't cover all the people last time.
We're gonna write the vision and make it plain. I wrote it down.
Yes, we're gonna make it plain. So look forward to co-hosts and look forward to Carmen. So when we do have our co-hosts, it'll be the three of us. Woo-woo! All right.
No.
Anything else?
It's gonna be a dancery or dance story. Okay. That's all I can think of. Don't pay me no mind. That's all I could think of for our upcoming year. But just want to let you all know, hey, what are your? I haven't seen anybody put anything down in the comments. What is your top five of 2021? What is a highlight or what is something that was just very memorable for
Yep.
you? Share with
Yes.
us.
Yes. And while y'all write y'all highlights, because I'm gonna kill some time a little bit. One thing that I want to add is that Carmen and I, in between IG lives, we will be posting in our stories polls and things. So yes, Lisa Renee, we would love to have you. So thank you for that. That I definitely was gonna say we might have some people on here on join us as co-hosts. So yes,
Oh, let me
thank you.
see.
Thank you, Lisa Renee. Can you do me a favor? Can you message me and/or Carmen, and let us know. Let us know that you want to join us and anything else you like us to know about joining. But yeah, so what I was saying, we're going to be posting polls and vignettes and things like that in our stories because we want y'all to feel as engaged with us as possible in a part of our process, because you certainly are. So yeah, so that's just the thing. Sherry, thank you. Sherry says she's looking forward to next year's 2022. I'm jumping off, sending you hugs and a happy new year. Kisses to you, and thank you for joining. All right, Carmen. Number four. Let's get it. Oh, also,
Okay.
my Google gonna go off at 8:20 to tell us it's almost time to wrap it up. So, FYI.
Okay. I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. Basically, at my job, I've been transferred into a different position. And my previous position, I created like a lot of different programs or a lot of different data and setups and stuff like that. And with my new position, somebody else is taking over what I created. And it made me feel a certain kind of way. Cause I'm just like, why are you changing my position? And then why are you using everything that I started up that I began? And I felt really, really slighted. And it really did something to me. But my realization was, you know what? Be chill. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like everything happens for a reason. And whatever you gain when you did that, use that for the next level, which is going to go into my fifth one, my fifth point. But I felt, I'm not gonna say I felt betrayed, but I just felt used, because it's just like they had me generate all this stuff, all these programs, all this setup, these different series and everything like that. And it's like now we want somebody else to run it, and they're struggling with it. But then they're asking me questions for something I created that they want to use. And it's just like, that's some bullshit. But at the same time, I'm grateful. I'm learning to not say so much. Don't be impulsive in my questions and what I need to share. Let things flow. Things are happening for a reason, and I may not know the reason immediately, but I will. So I just found moments of gratefulness in that, even if I felt slighted, because first of all, that's not my end all be all. It's not my end all be all. So why am I focused on this? It's because I have attachment. Like I'm loyal to the things that I start. The things that I'm with or whatever.
Yes.
So you're right. I'm gonna say no. So yeah,
I say no all the time. Okay.
I'm learning. I'm learning, and that everything, God, like all things work together for my good. So it was just definitely a setup for my glow up. And when I talk about my fifth highlight, you'll see why. Thank you, God.
Come on, girl. Flex on the pros. Okay. Okay. So Sherry and the Cat Who Acts. What's up, the Cat Who Acts? They share some of their highlights. So we have lots of trips. I love it. To only being around people I'm comfortable with. Super love. Family family. Yup. For embracing my decisions. Amen. And doing more films. I love that. Thank you for sharing. All right, Sherry shared.
I'm so proud of you.
Carmen, go ahead. What you saying?
No, Kat, you are doing the most. You are amazing, and I'm so proud of you and everything that you're doing with the book, with the puppet, with the shows. Girl, win here in Chicago. I'm with it. I love you. Sorry, that's it.
You ain't gotta apologize for celebrating your sister. Come on now. Okay. So Sherry had two highlights. Personal milestone goals. She purchased a new car. Sherry sent me her new car sometime last week, and so I'm so excited for her new car. We've been talking about that in the background. So congratulations to you, Sherry. She said after having her car for 13 years, y'all, Sherry had one car for 13 years. Listen, I was like, girl, I ain't never had one car for that,
Lord.
for that time. So yes, that is amazing. Then her professional goal was releasing her virtual concert, and baby, so of course me and Sherry and I, we talk a lot, obviously, but Sherry and I talked about this virtual concert way in the beginning of this year, and her not knowing necessarily when she was going to release it, and she released this thing on Thanksgiving night, which is so perfect of a time. And so Sherry, girl, I'm so proud of you, girl,
So
and
proud of you, girl.
so much for being in my corner and being a part of my tribe, and for doing your thing, and for continuing to be a role model and in my tribe for me. All right. So yes, the cat who said you gotta own your intellectual property. Absolutely. And also that we have jobs where we have to give our intellectual property. So what I want to add to that is making sure that when you sign up for that job, that you are getting the money that you ask for, because you do not know. You cannot predict how much of your intellectual property you will end up sharing, but you'd rather feel like, oh, I'm getting paid enough to share this, than feeling like you're holding back. So yes. And let's see. Congratulations on a new car. And my ship, Bakila, girl, I didn't know you was still out here, girl. You been quiet, girl. Bakila said she's had her car for 14 years. I get it. Bakila, can you share with us a highlight? I know we've been asking, and you could have shared, but I just want to see what you got to share. So Bakila, she's had a car for 14 years. Lisa Renee. Lisa, can you tell me, is it Liza or is it Lisa? Because I don't want to be mispronouncing your name. I'm somebody that's intentional about names. So let me know. Put the the phonetic spelling of your name in the comments. So she said, yes, baby, keep shining and winning for the Black Queen tribes. Praise, babe. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Okay. All right. So my number 4. My number 4. Is about advocating for myself, and which goes along the lines of the other things, like saying no and having boundaries. But when you have to say, when you're positioned to say no and you're positioned to be on a different kind of timeline or flow, then you have to know that you have to often communicate your boundaries in ways that are uncomfortable. So this stop. This fall, I dealt with betrayal in a professional setting. And when I tell you that it knocked me off my feet, because I am someone who's very discerning and intuitive, because I do all the things, that nothing really takes me by surprise. And I was totally shocked about what occurred. And so and it's also just kind of a reminder that our mentors are people too, and they also have flaws. And so I had a mentor, or a lady who I had regarded as my mentor, and someone that I could learn from for really, for the rest of my damn career. Some of you all know I am also an events production professional, so I am in the events industry as well. And I was being considered for a role at a foundation that I regarded and respected, and I had worked part-time for them earlier this year. And while I was kind of holding space for this role and making my considerations, I was determining how I take on other positions based off of the what ifs and the possibilities of this position. So what had happened was my agency hit me up and was like, hey, they want you to do a temporary requirement for this position. And I was like, wait a minute, they hired somebody for this job that I've been waiting for? Ouch. So that hurt. Of course, that hurt my feelings. And it really hurt because it came from somebody that I would have never expected that from. But you know, and I think when people like our mentors do that to us, people that we regard and respect, we feel like we can't say no, or if we stand up for ourselves, there'll be negative consequences and things like that. But I basically told my agent no in a strongly worded email. And, you know, in my past, I would have just been like, nah, that's okay, you know, kind of sweep it under the rug. But I was like, no, ma'am, and I'm going to tell you why. Respectfully decline. So I found myself saying I respectfully decline, not just in this one instance, but in multiple instances where I've had to be like, no, I'm not doing that. That's not okay. And that's not cool. And the main reason for me saying no in this betrayal and to actually like clear the air and share with the people involved why is because I want people to know that if I were to accept something that's lower than my standards, then I would be doing myself a disservice. I would be telling the world, yes, you can betray me and I'm gonna still say yes. And that's not what we do here. That's not what we do.
That's not true.
So, that's the long short of it. I dealt with betrayal. It knocked me off my feet, and it pretty much was like the start of a very long fall. So, I have had a challenging season from October until my birthday, and I'm thankful that I'm on the other side of it all, and here to share that I'm still very confident in saying no and standing up for myself in that betrayal.
I love, ooh, girl, my God. I think the biggest thing is really accepting and understanding that people are human, regardless of age, relationship, like your mom, your grandma, whatever. They're human, and you know, and sometimes you just have to deal with them accordingly. So there's no fault on your own at all, and I'm actually really proud of you for doing that. Because I know sometimes, like especially if it's a mentor or someone that's older, we definitely just want to make sure that we always respect them, and I'm not going to say we feel like we have to say yes all the time, but it's just like you want to be pleasing and you trust them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But when you have your own mind and you get it, like, can nothing stop you?
Yeah. Let me see. We got some really good comments here.
Okay.
The cat who acts says I've had my car since 2013. I'm saying it right, Lisa with the name. Amen. Lisa with the Y, got you. Bakila, she got a raise this year. Hey, get that money.
Come on, you got the coffee, honey.
Yeah, Bakila is one of my job. I call it my job coaches, but you know we have our friends where we go to for certain things, and Bakila's definitely been in my corner when it comes to like the job talks and conversations and things like that. So Bakila, thank you so much for being that person for me. Corey, who else? Corey, your name long. I always say it wrong, and I realize now reading it that that's not how I be saying it. So Corey, he started to travel. Yes, Corey was looking too comfortable up on them jet skis, and I think Miami.
Yo, Corey was feeling himself.
Jet skis and shit. Milestone birthday, built strong relationships with my children. Love, promoted that word. Love, Corey, you ain't even tell me. Accepted that my loved ones are not immortal. Okay, word. Lisa when I said, that's right, babe. Stand up for yourself. Your peace and value is worth everything. Your betrayal will be the stepping stone of your new future.
Come on.
I got a little baby. I'm trying to do it.
You know, this is Bible study Wednesday.
Shit. I have to change the name. Bible study with Lynn and Carmen. But we cuss, so.
Peter cussed. Peter was a cusser, okay?
Yeah. I know.
I follow Peter.
Yes, we gotta support upward mobility. Yeah, I think tea time is perfect. I think we give what we supposed to give up in here.
Come on, sponsor. Oh, you ready? Yeah. Okay.
What you say about sponsor?
No. Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh.
No. So, my fifth one is.
I feel like we need a drum roll because you about to do your fifth.
Okay. My fifth one is I finally did my one-woman show. Finally. And so it's big for me because ever since I moved to New York, I kept saying I'm about to. I did a one woman show in Chicago before I moved, and it was dope. It was dope. It was bomb. Cat was there, but I'm gonna do an updated version, and I've been talking about it for years. What ended up happening was I had a cousin he was like my bodyguard. And he always said, like, after he got married, he was like, oh, we're gonna come to New York, we're gonna see your show. I'm like, yeah, you gotta come, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't do it. And then shortly that next year he passed away. And what always sat in the back of my head was, I don't want to do this show and the people I want to be there aren't able to be there. So it's easier to just get it done now, and just stop thinking about it, stop overthinking it. So I finally did it, and with so much support, so much love, and it set me up for greatness. So when I talked about whatever I learned at work and everything like that, this project is going on tour, first of all. And definitely going on tour. But I also got people who are really approaching me about turning it into a TV show. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute. And these are people who are like actual producers and everything, like they're big time. So it's like, whoa, you know. And then also it gave me also an opportunity to connect with someone who is definitely going to be my mentor and putting me in a different position of probably running something really big in Harlem. And so I'm really, 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 really excited. And I'm proud of myself because I faced my fear. I prayed, I meditated about it. I trusted God with it. I mean, I was scared and petrified. Can you imagine just you by yourself on stage, like performing and hoping that it's good enough, hoping that it's something that's marketable. And it's like, trust yourself. First of all, trust yourself. Do it anyway. Do it regardless. Stop caring. The time is now. The time is right now.
Yes.
And if you push this off again, you're gonna regret it. I don't want to live in any regrets. That's been my whole thing. I'm not living in any regrets at all. But I am extremely, extremely excited for 2022. Like when people tell you to really dream big, really think beyond your own limits of what your dream could be, it's real. I've literally been face to face with achieving dreams.
Yes.
I've literally been face to face with those big goals that are beyond. You don't know. I don't know the how. I have no idea what the how is, but it's happening. And I'm trusting God in that. I mean, and it blew my mind. And I did it on my birthday. And I think it was a smart move to do it on my birthday because, you get birthday love and you also get show love as well. But the turnout was nice. The request for it is crazy. So I will be setting up dates and I am trying to do one here in Chicago next year as well. So again, I said I'm going on tour. There's some definitely things, probably some big career moves. We're going to speak it.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm grateful. Like that's it. I'm going to leave it because y'all just going to see. If y'all follow me, y'all going to see the flourish. Y'all going to see what God can do. I know y'all believe it. I know y'all see my energy. I know y'all
Right,
believe
I'm
it.
like, girl.
Yeah, that's me. That's my five.
Congratulations, and you know how
Thank
much
you.
I am so proud of you.
Oh,
So
girl, you're a prayer warrior. Ooh, sorry.
right. I was like, how would you like to do for your show? All right, let us pray. So yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your journey too, Carmen. Like I just feel like we are creative sisters, and we were always creative sisters and didn't know it
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. So
At
I'm so
all.
glad that our journeys have been able to coordinate and correspond and stuff. So I'm very proud of you. I understand what that means to produce a show and have a show and to feel good about the show. So I'm excited to see what's next. And I'm excited to actually be at a show. I was supposed to be there in October, but life happened. We're going to leave it at that. But thank you so much for accepting that with grace too, because I was really concerned about, okay, this is not feeling like a good idea anymore. And how can I tell my sister? And also, I really want to be there, but also I'm feeling like I should not go. So I'm so thankful that you handled that grace. That meant the world to me. Okay, so it was something else I wrote a note of that. Dang, you said something that. Oh, speaking of when you said something is marketable, I want to share that I had like this. I had a meeting with someone, and I was sharing with them that I'm not really sure who's gonna buy this, and I was like, and I know I probably shouldn't be worried about this right now, but she said, She said to me, and she was like, "Girl, there's people out here that's making money selling rocks."
Girl, people with no talent out here making money. Okay.
But rocks though, like people sell rocks, and we sit here worried about are people gonna resonate with our products. People are selling rocks in stores. They have storefronts. They're selling rocks and and vials of sand. Okay, so that's just something to keep in the back of your mind.
Yes, yes. Please keep that in mind. Whenever you question anything, please know that so.
All right, you ready for my next one, my last one?
Come on, Lynn. Come on, Lynn.
Wait, like I feel like ancestral circle. You
My
just
hand's hurting. My hand's hurting, girl.
stop. You can stop. All right. My fifth one. I I had to write it down. Like I have been this year I have been exploring. Now I'm laughing and people laughing. Okay.
Why are you dragging this? Why are you dragging this?
People laughing at these rocks. Okay. All right. Because it's the first time that I'm publicly saying this. So this is an exclusive. This is a tea time exclusive. All right, y'all tune y'all ears. Because I haven't even shared this with Carmen.
Oh.
Ooh.
I feel it.
I have been exploring the theme of sexuality with me, like sexiness and sensuality and the growth of that and the cultivation of that for much of this year. And I've been embracing that. Like, you know, it's like the difference between like, I guess my adolescent things around sex and my very grown 30 great things about sex. And so I feel sexy. I feel sexier. I can feel that without feeling guilt or wrong or condemned or convicted. I see myself as sexy, and that's a big thing. Like, you know, it's one thing for somebody to tell you you're beautiful, you're worthy, you're great, but for you to actually see it yourself is something that's totally different. And so I am thankful for that exploration of it. It's been very intriguing. It's been very much like, oh, Lynn, and so just like a short example, like when I have my shows, yeah, I'm definitely sexy. I'm gonna have my little shoulders out. I'm gonna have my boobs out, but like on a regular day, I got some leggings on and a graphic tee, or just even today, I wore this as an innuendo, a little hint that like I am exploring sexy, and I'm looking forward to showcasing that sexiness more in 2022. And so I have acquired. So here's the little fun part about it all. I have acquired quite the swimsuit and lingerie collection. So
yes,
that's
girl, your man gonna go crazy. That is beautiful. I love it. Yes. I went on a similar exploration last year. Like I even went to workshops. A little tidbit. There was a masturbation workshop. And it was like how to do a show of masturbation. It's dope, right? But anyway, what I realized is when you really tap into your sexy and your sexuality, that's where all this confidence like really comes. I was raised in a church, in a traditional Baptist church. So I was shunned and I shouldn't say shunned. The idea of sex and doing it and stuff, it was just looked down upon. And being a leader in the church, even it was just just looked down on. But it's just like we're sexual beings, we're human beings, and we should embrace that. Like we really should. And we're always told that we're not, especially women. There's always this control of what we should wear, what we should do, and everything. But it's like shit. If I feel sexy, I'm gonna feel sexy. I want to feel sexy before somebody else tell me I feel sexy. Period. I ain't gonna go too deep, but I'm so glad that you did this and that you embraced it, because I just feel like that is the root to our love. You know what I'm saying? Our love for ourselves. It really is, because you set standards, and it's like I could be like I said, I've been a people pleaser, especially like with men. It's like I'll try to like do certain things just to make sure I lure them in. Now it's like F them. Like I'm just gonna do me. And what makes me feel with cutting my hair, I was told not to cut my hair because I look, a lot of men like long hair and stuff like that.
Right.
No,
They
if
also
I'm tired of it, I'm tired of it. Somebody gonna find it sexy, and when you have that kind of attitude, baby, it
yes,
is a trap. It will slide in your DMs like a motherfucker. Girl, you better embrace your sexy with that lingerie, honey. This is
yes.
the tea tonight, honey.
But y'all, look at my little cute bralette though. I'm gonna show y'all. Ain't this cute?
Oh, girl, work,
Ew,
work.
ew,
Oh, I get my soldier out.
ew, ew, ew.
Yeah, girl, I love it. I
Yeah,
want
so
one of
it's been really fun and exciting, and you all know
them.
I have built some tools and things around it. I've definitely had moments where I felt triggered by it. And I've been
Mhm.
journaling and things like that. So I'm really excited. Lana
Love
said,
that.
"This tea tonight, yes, I knew it. I told
Yeah,
y'all it was gonna be juicy." Let me
I'm
see what we
having
got.
fun.
Whoa, I think that was probably to your masturbation class.
It was on Instagram for
And then Lisa
free.
said, that is necessary, letting yourself feel a woman in every word.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I agree. And let's see. Pen, I just wanted to say what's up. And what took you so long to get here? You
Uh-oh.
missed.
Uh-oh.
What took you so long?
She'll watch the replay.
Yeah, you have to watch the replay, Pen. Let's see, Lisa, that's how you attracted.
Mhm.
Jamie said, yes, Lynn. It's funny when people's names don't line up to like their name. It's like, what? Yes, Lynn. Bakita said, my hubby always says your hair don't change your face. It sure don't.
All right. My sexy ass.
Yes.
Girl.
Do you do so if you cute, you still cute. Thank you, Bakita, for coming in with that asterisk assist, because I was
And
like,
we got it. And we got it.
So, wonderful people. It is 8:39. Carmen and I have worked on our top. We shared our top fives. We really enjoy our conversation with you. It feels so good to be
This is cool. This is
done.
cool. I like this.
Carmen, I miss this.
I
I
do
miss this.
too. I'm dedicated. I'm
So,
committed.
so know that y'all, we are here to stay. And just thank you for being patient with us as we figure out the groove that works best for us. Because we're gonna need your patience and your support in 2022, because we don't know what's gonna come up next. Yeah, I know, Pen, you're not feeling well. Get well, get your sleep rest, but
Please
you
do.
must watch the replay so you can see the gems. I'm not gonna give you the cliff notes later.
Mhm.
Another one of my friends that I talk to often. Y'all follow Benjamin Banneker too. He is one of my artist friends. I've known him for such a long time. Right, Lana. So we don't have a start date yet on our next event. So now I'm about to tell y'all the plan so that y'all can hold us accountable. Carmen and I have a production meeting around January 15th where we will decide on our start date and the frequency. So if y'all don't hear from us by like January 20th, be up in our DMs like, excuse me, ma'am, y'all owe us some
Oh,
time, because we got some things coming for you.
we
For sure.
do. We do. Oh, I'm so excited.
So, Carmen, I like to not tell you the whole thing so you could be like authentic in your things. Carmen
Thanks
likes
for
to know
coming.
like every single detail about how
Good
it's
message.
gonna go, but you can't script this. Carmen, what's next for you? I know you shared about your show and the plan, but like let's give me a personal thing on what's next for you. And you all that's watching, let us know what's next for you, and also one thing that you're grateful for as we enter into the new year. Carmen, go.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna say is I'm gonna be extremely more intentional about what stepping into my higher power is. Because it's one of those things where you know how other people see you and they see your joy and they see your glory, but they don't know your story. And sometimes you don't see what other people see. Sometimes you don't see the potential other people see. So I'm going to be more intentional about that. And there are going to be some projects and some things that are coming up, podcasts, career moves. It's a whole lot of different things. So just being patient in the journey, but again, being even more intentional and more laser focused on the next endeavors, because it's a lot. So just that's the root of it.
Yes, love it. Carmen, I forgot to pin this earlier when you wrote it, but can you one more again type in our new tea time handle for us, and I'm gonna pin it to the chat. So my what's next for me is, and we're still waiting for you all to tell us what you're grateful for. for me, my what's next is to operate as if. And what I mean by as if, sometimes when I get tired, I start to question the path that I'm going. Sometimes I'm like, this not happening now, and it makes me lose motivation. But when we operate from an as if, it's I'm operating as if I am making those millions that I said I'm gonna have, because I do have it. I just
Yes.
I ain't synced it in my tangible hand yet, but I have the millions, and so I'm gonna operate as
Oof.
if I am that superstar that I know that I am. Operate as if, instead of the what ifs, or instead of operating into what I can see in the present, but knowing that my as if can occur right now. So that's my my overall thing is as if.
Yes. Thank
All
you.
right.
I love that.
So what's one thing you're grateful for, Carmen Carm?
You know what? I'm going to say that I am grateful for this moment. It's been a long time coming. I overthink it. I'm scared. I get shy. I get anxiety. But this was a release, because it's just like when you see yourself, just flowing, and when you know that you're in the right zone, in the right lane, it just feels good for that confirmation. So I'm grateful for this moment, because this has kind of elevated me, my mindset, to a totally different level.
Yes. Okay. One thing I'm grateful for. I feel loved. Like, I haven't always felt loved by people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people say we love, but the actions of love and the way that I receive it, like, I haven't always felt that. And I feel like I'm feeling that more and more. Like, I feel it when people ask me how I'm doing. I feel it when people ask me how I'm doing, and it happens to be at a moment where I need it the most. I'm thankful for those acts of kindness. I am, like I said earlier, I had COVID last week and during Christmas or whatever, and it was nice to have people say, "Do you need anything?" as opposed to me asking for people to give me to help me. I am a single sister currently. As if I got a husband.
Not too long.
Hello.
Come on, sexy.
But I'm very independent, and I'm very self-sufficient. I've always been that way. And so it is hard to ask for help. So I'm thankful for the moments where people have shown me love by asking me without me having to ask.
That's good.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Lana said she is simply said, I'm grateful for you two ladies in this tea time.
Love you, Lana.
Don't cry. And Lisa, when they said, I'm grateful for visions and accountability partners.
Oh, yes. Me too.
Supplying the when, how, and team to make my dreams come into fruition.
Come on.
I'm thankful for that too.
Oh, Jesus. That's good.
All right, lovely people. Carmen, anything you want to say as we wrap this up?
No, I'm good. I feel like we said a lot. Like, I'm just processing everything right now. This was great. I missed you. I miss seeing you. I miss seeing everybody on here. So, yeah, I have nothing else, because y'all know I talk a lot anyway. I'm good.
Poetry Soul Child said, hey, Queen Lynn. Hey, Queen Heat Wave.
Hey.
So we about to sign off, but I hope that you watch the replay. And I'm glad that you tapped in. I haven't seen any of your posts or lives or anything. So I'm gonna go on your page after this and catch up. All right. And Corey said, grateful for a new opportunity to create. Amen.
Yes. That book. That book.
Create. All right. Let's go ahead. Y'all do a hand clap for yourselves. Hand clap for you, Carmen. Hand clap for Lynn Solar. We love you all. Stay safe. Be well. And be healthy. And y'all, look, COVID is out here real. So I wanted to make sure that y'all just take care of yourselves. And sit down. Don't go outside if you don't have to. You have to go to that New Year's Eve party. I'm just like Auntie Lynn. Y'all ain't got to go outside. Okay?
Hold on.
But I love you all, and I can't wait to see what's up in your lives for 2022. Holla!
Holla! Do we gotta take a picture?
Yes. All right, bye y'all.
Take care.
Bye.